So we're starting this with some fun because I was listening to Baseball is Dead today,
Hmm.
and obviously they do the Mount Rushmores all the
Yes.
time, and I wanted to go into this, no research, no nothing. Who's the Mount Rushmore of the MLB
Currently or all time?
all time?
That's that's
No research, does not matter.
Number
Not a
one
research
is
pod.
Jackie.
Jackie has
That's
to
what I
be.
thought too.
Do you say?
I think number two's got to be Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
I
Do you go Barry?
I think Barry has to be on it.
think Barry, especially because the steroid era was so big.
Yeah, you got to go Barry, and then
And
Now, there's no way
honestly,
you don't have a pitcher on here.
yeah,
I think you do.
it is Bob Gibson.
No, I don't
I
think
would have
this
said
guy only
Nolan, but
pitches though.
Shohei?
I think it's
See,
that'd be mine.
I think Shohei's not far away.
I think it gets there. I think
I think
if
the
there's a
value
fit,
he has shown so far, just now, like the international everything, I think he's like that's
Yeah.
why he's there. Like it's so much more than baseball.
I was gonna try and play the lack of playoffs card, but Barry didn't really do anything either in the playoffs.
Barry had a couple runs in the playoffs, but like,
He didn't have a
could
lot of playoff appearances.
could you say Mike
What was your
Trout?
guys though? Sorry, no.
Mine was pretty
It's
much
I'm,
the same.
Shohei
I'm
over
on
Mike
you
Trout
with
at this
three.
point.
Yeah, the three is like,
The three are a given, I think.
and then the
I think
four.
it's Shohei, man. Like
I can
who are you
hear
gonna
the
bring up
argument for
pitcher-wise?
Shohei.
Nolan,
I was thinking Nolan,
Like,
but then like why not just Randy Johnson or
but I was
Bob
also
Gibson?
thinking Randy Johnson was the problem. I just it's
or Mariano
it's tough.
Rivera.
I don't want to do it without a pitcher.
Like,
I don't think any of those guys move the needle the way Shohei does.
No.
Like Jackie's obviously so much more than just baseball ability, and I think
Yeah.
Shohei brings that. Like the international market was here with Ichiro, but this
Yeah.
has grown it so much more. I
Yeah,
think.
he's changed the game. Yeah. I think by the end of his career,
And he has
makes
changed the game, not even just like the international stuff. He's changed the game
Yeah.
playing.
yeah.
I'm very intrigued to see the wave of kids that come up trying to be two-way players. But it's an interesting one. I think
when
three
was
are a
his
given.
first good 2 year deal or 2 year Shohei?
I don't think
2021.
I was gonna say define good because if
He was hurt a lot until
Yeah.
21.
So it was 21.
21 was his first like holy shit, this is what it
So,
can do
yeah.
down a year.
Was it 2019 or 18 where he was just a hitter?
I think
I'm gonna go at least 3 years, maybe 5 years until you're gonna see that wave. I think.
You think?
Just basing it off of the majority of guys getting drafted are probably 2021 now. Like there's not as many junior and sophomores that get drafted
No.
compared to older guys. So at that point, guys are still doing it, but they'd already kind of picked one. You know what I mean? Like you're not
yeah.
to that extent.
Shohei didn't pitch in 19 and 20, so like he didn't really get to Shohei levels until his MVP year.
He didn't pitch in 20?
He pitched an inning and 2/3.
Oh, really?
Like it was nothing.
I forget what either way.
He pitched I guess he pitched one game because he gave up 7 runs.
But yeah, I think we're 3 to 5 years away from seeing like
that run.
Multiple guys getting drafted.
Because there was guys like that. There was like
Hunter Green,
Brendan McKay.
Brendan McKay, thank you. That's exactly
like that was the name that we all heard forever.
You kind of saw Lorenzen do it a bit.
Yeah, because Lorenzen would pinch hit. Like
there was a bunch that got drafted though that were supposed to be two-way players and they decided not.
There was one this year, I think.
Was it? I don't know if it was this year or last year. I think it was a guy the Giants got, like Crawford. Like.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, you guys have not finished her off here, boys.
All right, I'll go. You know what? I'll go Shohei. We're just talking around it.
I hear you on Shohei, and I think in a few years you're right, and I think you could be right now. I'm gonna hand it to Nolan just because I think he's more.
I don't think
I want a full-time pitcher, and he was just there forever.
Technically, I have 2 pitchers on my list.
You what?
I have 2 pitchers on my list.
Oh, Babe.
Yeah,
that's so terrible.
Wow, because I saw this on Twitter the other day, and it always comes up. But like the Babe Ruth thing, like could he play in this era type deal? Can we just talk about this for a second?
He couldn't.
What are your guys' thoughts?
He couldn't.
Sorry, say it again. I missed it.
Like, could Babe Ruth play in this era type thing, or guys from that era?
No.
This is
I
okay.
don't-
There's a
No.
big caveat. Are you
You know how
like
much
just
harder it is to be good now?
are you just plucking them from like?
No, see, yeah, that
are you-
if
are you-
that's the scenario, then no. But I'm saying like you get Babe Ruth like growing up in this era, I guess.
Okay, then like
Then
I think
maybe.
I don't think he'd be like.
He obviously
legendary.
had the hitting talent, but I don't know if he could. If you took that version of Babe Ruth and threw him against Jordan Hicks, I don't think he's making contact.
You're probably not wrong. I think it's
But if you
he
say
had
you
so
take,
much skill though. Like I don't think it mattered. There's guys who can just roll out of bed and play.
I think
And
if you
people are
take,
like, oh, he was playing against plumbers and all this shit. And like, yeah, that's what every sport was at that time. Like,
Yeah.
all sport has evolved. No
Yeah.
guy in 1900 in their sport is anywhere close to a guy today.
no, but if you pop like 13-year-old Babe Ruth in today, he'd probably
That's
be
kind of what I'm saying.
he'd be really
No,
good.
I think,
Like,
yeah,
but I
I
don't know
think
if
you
he'd be
end
like,
up with basically the same player.
Um,
You end up with like Adam Dunn with way more pop.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bryce Eldridge.
Bryce Eldridge.
two-way
Yeah, it
player.
was the two-way player this
There
year.
were 8 drafted this year.
Yeah, but Eldridge, it was like
he's like one notable.
He was 16.
yeah, he was
Yeah,
16
that's what I
overall,
mean.
and then it was like round 3, round 7, round 13, like round
Yeah.
20, round 20. Wait a minute.
I mean, a couple 7th rounders is still pretty high for there's a chance.
But I'm saying the guys we're talking about, like McKay was a top 3-round pick.
He was a
I
first
think.
round pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
like,
say I thought he was. So was Hunter Green. He went 2, didn't he?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that'd be interesting. I don't know. It's not as hard as I thought it would be. The 3 are kind of a given. I don't think anyone's going to argue. I mean, somebody's going to argue Barry Bonds.
I don't even think.
I think you're wrong.
I don't think you can. It doesn't even matter about skill. What he did, and like even what he did in like steroid wise too. Like
even if you think he changed the game for the
was-
worse, he changed the hell out of the game.
Even pre-steroids, Barry was like one of the best players in baseball before all that shit.
Yeah,
like,
I know. Yeah. But they're still miserable people. There's a reason he's not in the Hall of Fame right now.
Yo, sorry. I looked at the draft that Hunter Green got taken second in. The top 10 is not good.
It was
went
like
one.
2 years
Was that
ago.
Royce?
wasn't it?
One was Royce Lewis. So
When the fuck was this draft?
17?
Hunter Green was that long ago?
Yeah. And then it was Hunter Green. Then it was Mackenzie Gore.
He's okay.
Then it was Brendan McKay.
Tough.
Kyle Wright. Austin Beck. I don't know who the fuck that is. Pavin Smith. Adam Hazley.
Why do I know the name Pavin Smith?
Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks.
Like outfielder.
He's the ginger.
Yeah.
Right.
Adam Hazley. Keston Hira.
Okay.
And Joe Adele.
Oh no.
That's your top 10.
Who are like notable names from that draft? All right, does that show?
Let me. Well, I can just go. Wikipedia. The first like all-star / all MLB team player is Trevor Rogers at 13.
And he had 1 year.
Yeah.
Or wait, what? They fucking confused the shit out of me.
I don't know.
Is he one of the twins?
No, Trevor Rogers is a left-handed pitcher for the Marlins.
Okay, that's what I thought.
They're twins, are they not?
No, that's just the third one that is not related to them.
Taylor and
Tyler.
There's Taylor and Tyler, who are the twins.
Trevor.
Trevor's not related.
No, this is why it confuses the shit out of me. That's what I'm saying.
What?
Yeah, but like of
How did
no.
I not know this? There's 3 of them, and one of them's not related.
Yeah, and the one plays for the Marlins, starting pitcher. He was
I thought 2 of them played for the Marlins.
No, they're both on the Giants.
They're on the Giants.
They're both on the Giants now.
The one has
Do
always
any of them
been with the
start?
Giants.
No.
No.
Oh, Trevor does. The
non-brother starts.
The non-brother starts. Holy Jesus. But yeah.
Taylor, is it Taylor? No, it's who's the lefty
Tyler
that throws sub?
No, Tyler. Tyler Rogers is the righty that throws sub.
Did you? Oh yeah.
What?
Could you imagine the 3 of them on one team?
Taylor is a
TT and Rogers.
Taylor is the lefty that was like a closer for like Minnesota and like Milwaukee.
Dude, 2 of them would be TY.
Yeah. Okay, just to round out this.
No.
No.
Which two?
Never mind.
But okay, just to round it out, we get like other. I guess I'm gonna try and say notable names. There was Jake Berger at 11, Shane Boz at 12, Bubba Thompson at 26, Nate Pearson at 28.
This draft just sucked.
Alex, I wear a turtleneck Lang at 30.
Dog.
Rasmussen went 31st.
Okay.
Brent Rooker went 35th.
Dog.
And then I gotta scroll for a very long time.
Rasmussen is the only one that's like a name.
Yeah.
Rogers kind of, but he hasn't really pitched much past couple of years. This is wild. This draft sucked.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's Garrett. I'm just scrolling. Garrett Whitlock.
You're naming relievers and guys who
man, this is like Jay's got Kevin Smith in this one. Like, so this draft is not good.
Yeah.
Well, sorry. Notable Blue Jay now, Dalton Varsho was at 68.
Okay. Canyon Smith and Jigba.
I think I saw
you still have named guys that are hitting 6 or 7 or pitch out of the bullpen other than Mackenzie Gore.
This was 7 years ago too. That's
Hunter Green,
Ernie Clement,
Brent Rooker.
Yeah,
he's 6 or 7 if he's not playing in Oakland.
I think he's like
he had a pretty good year.
He's really good.
Nick Marzavicius.
But yeah, this is a terrible. Why
Corey
did we get
Jolks?
into this?
Casey Clemens.
This is not.
How did we get here?
We're talking about Hunter Green, and I looked at the draft. By the way,
we haven't even got past this Mount Rushmore thing yet.
No, we did.
We gave our answers.
We did.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
The one that everyone keeps thinking was a fucking. Everyone keeps telling me that he's gonna be something.
This conversation spawned from the Mount Rushmore, and we haven't gotten past it to talk about anything else. Is what I mean.
Oh, okay, but okay, yeah. Just wrap it up here, and we'll go into actual Blue Jays news because things happened for once.
There was actually a pretty busy week.
Yeah, we were the finalists for somebody, and we got it. We got somebody.
Yeah, great. Like it's a great signing, but it doesn't get me that excited.
I know.
I think
I'm not like, we landed someone. Like,
man, it's a 4-year deal at $8 million a year for a guy who's 26 and Yarriel, whose shit looks nasty. So
Yarriel Rodriguez.
He was good in Japan.
Yes,
he was great in Japan.
I think he prefers to start. No.
Yeah, that's my issue.
There's a lot of things going into it because I watched a video on this. He last pitched in the WBC. After that, he defected, try and become like a free agent over here. So he got placed on a restricted list, which means he couldn't sign until this year. So that's why he didn't pitch the entire year. But yeah, that's great. Apparently there's reports that they're bringing him aboard as a starter. Like there's a chance that he begins the year at AAA to build up.
Scott Mitchell put it great.
Yeah.
He said, I've watched clips for 3 months now, and I can't see anything but a reliever. Potentially a really good one, but just don't see a starter unless we're talking a 5 and dive, which is fine. I agree. I'm like, his stuff is reliever.
The money,
but if he wants to start, I think give him a shot to start. You never know.
Yeah. You're not in a position where you need him to start right now anyway.
You can send him down for a little bit, and like I kind of see like worst case scenario role wise, he's like Andrew Miller from a few years ago. He's a righty, obviously, but you know what I mean. The guy who can come in for 2 or 3 innings in the middle of a game to face like the good part of the lineup or whatever.
And essentially, you're paying $8 million for what Ross Stripling did for you for the last 3 years.
Did he ever start in Japan?
No, he last started in Cuba.
But
he was pitching in their top league.
Like I think it was top Cuban league, last pitch in like 2019. But then like in Japan for the last 3 years, he was a reliever and he was dirty.
He was putting up decent innings as a reliever though, like 60s one year, I think.
Yeah, and then even in like the WBC, like Cuba basically had him start for like. Granted, he went like 4 2/3, 5 innings, but like
he has pitched over 100 innings one time in his life since 2015.
Like
I'm saying, give him a shot if he has the ability to. Like, why not?
In a weird way, this is I'm kind of in my head thinking of this as a 2025 signing. Because say you don't bring back Kikuchi, say something goes wrong with Manoa again,
Isn't Bassett up next year too? Or
No,
does he
he's
have
got
one
one
more?
more after
Bassett's
this.
the year after. But like you have him and Ricky there. Like
I'm much more excited with the signing as a reliever. If he's a
Yeah.
back
I
end of the
am
bullpen
too.
guy right now, I don't give a shit about 25, 6, 7 right now. I think he comes in and he's in your bullpen for now when the run is happening, and then you try and transition to when you need it.
I think you let him start in the minors. He's never faced like American hitters consistently. His last look was Japan. That's a different type of
His
hitter.
last look was like
And
Netherlands in the WBC.
his last like full look for a season,
Yeah.
I mean, was Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Like let him start in the minors as a starter and see how it goes. If he lights it up, it's an extra weapon for you.
Yeah.
And if he struggles a little bit, throw him right back to the pen. He comes up middle of the year. Are you telling me a back end of the bullpen right now that's Romano, Swanson, why can I never remember his name that we just signed?
Rodriguez?
No. Chad Green.
Chad Green.
Yeah.
You got Meza too. Like Genesis Cabrera could be back there.
Yeah.
You don't need him at the start of the year.
Yeah, you don't. Like
Okay. You're gonna build him up and drop him back in there anyways?
You
That's the
build
part that
him
doesn't
up.
make a lot of sense to me.
No. You build him up and then you don't bring him right up to the pen. You
Mm.
throw him in the pen in the minors for a little bit. I think he comes up and he's probably like your long man or whatever.
yeah, because
Like
remember
your multiple inning guy.
because we
So what's-
literally what's up?
What's the point of Bowden Francis?
I don't know if he has a role this year. Honestly, even without Rodriguez, I don't know if he has a role.
I think
he's a better long man than anything we have.
It's probably between him and Richards.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to take Francis 10 times out of 10.
Richards, I was about to say Richards is probably gone.
Richards got lightning in a bottle for 2 months,
Yeah.
3
He's
months.
got a good changeup, man. It was like one of the highest whiff rate pitches.
That's great. When it's your only pitch, it doesn't matter.
Marco Estrada made it work.
Someone did bring up the point that the Jays roster right now, without Yarriel Rodriguez, is up 40. Like it's full. So something has to happen.
Yeah.
We have Mitch White on the 40 man.
You got Trevor Richards still. You still have Espinal. You just picked up Brian Servin.
Oh yeah,
who's a third catcher. Like going to be
yeah,
your
but
minors.
you can get him off pretty easily.
It's fair, but like
That one's not interesting.
That one was just you had room. Also, Rodriguez is probably going to take until spring training to be official, I believe. Like, there's like visa shit they got to work out and a bunch of different stuff. He's got to get American and Canadian visas. Like, it's a lot. So,
Brendan Little.
Oh, Brendan! I remember that Brendan Little was the guy we picked off of waivers from the Cubs, like
really
at the very end of the season.
Okay,
yeah, like
there's one.
Wes Parsons.
Oh, there's like okay, fine. There's like 6 guys that you can.
Zach Pop.
Man.
I don't think Pop's coming off.
You're not taking Pop.
It's not unlikely. They
No,
seems to have fallen out of a lot.
He's like the last of like the 6 that you just named.
Right.
Like
yeah, Mitch White, Yasser Zulueto's not going off.
Like Barger's not coming off. Ricky's not.
I think Zulueta could be gone though.
Dude, yeah, like
it's part of a trade. He's like my age. I think he's like 25 or 26.
Yeah, he's kind of at that age where it's like.
Who did you say Zulueta? He's a 98.
Yeah,
so he's 25.
Yeah, he's kind of in a put up, or he's literally like.
And he didn't put up last year.
Yeah, he didn't.
He got
like,
hurt. Didn't he?
Yeah, but he's at the point now where it's like something, please,
Isaiah
or be at peace. Like, I honestly forgot we signed him.
Yeah.
Like, I forgot that was a thing that we did.
So I told you
if
boys,
someone's coming off, it's a pitcher. Sorry,
I told you boys I had an idea.
Okay.
For a signing here that we haven't really talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I heard him talked about today.
Was he a hitter or a pitcher?
He's a hitter. Bring some Pop to the lineup and kind of
Luis Ariz.
No, it fills the exact same role we were talking about with Mitch Garber.
Signing or
Gary Sanchez had a solid year defensively.
Yeah. I mean, but it was
he had a 1.2 WAR defensively. Apparently,
he was the Blake Snell whisperer too.
Yeah. So hey, dude, if we get Gary, we got the inside track to Blake Snell.
Yeah. And he provides you Pop. Like he can DH for you a bit. Like I don't know. I don't think it's a great move, but like
it doesn't really.
No, I'm saying if you miss on some of the other guys, or like you sign a belly and that's your other guy, I wouldn't hate that.
Gary Sanchez is like a March signing, I think. Like if we
I'm
did
not
go down
saying
that route.
today.
Oh, I know. I'm well aware. For your sake, I hope you like, but
It's interesting.
the Jays are
I don't
doing.
think it'd be bad. I wouldn't hate it.
I can
He
get
offers
on
you this.
board.
He offers you the third catcher option that we were talking about. Like if you want
Yeah.
to both.
But
in
he's
the
also
lineup.
just a full-time DH at that point. Like you're not playing him.
You're not playing him
Or
over Kirk or
Kirk's
Jano.
a full-time DH or Jano's a full-time DH. Like,
but Kirk is one of the better defensive catchers. As much as
he's a good pitch framer.
as
That is the best I'll give him.
he's good.
That is all he does.
He's great
That's
at
because
blocking.
he's
And
short.
everyone says he's a great blocker. It's
No,
because
he's
he's
not.
4'2" and
He's not a good
he
blocker.
covers the
Cannot
entire
stand
thing.
him.
He doesn't let balls by him, but he's not. It's not fun to watch. He doesn't do something athletic to block balls. It just hits him. I'm like, it's great.
It's effective.
Great. I don't have a lot of good things to say about Alejandro Kirk, honestly. I don't know if you noticed.
Evidently, my guy.
So yeah, I was saying you could bring him in and have him just DH for you if you miss on some of these other guys.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they're gonna do. I just like, or even as a depth option, I don't like carrying three catchers on the bench or two catchers on the bench. But
did you guys know that the best case scenario for the Blue Jays is if the Red Sox sign Jorge Soler and he fucking fizzles?
Shut up, Ben Nicholson-Smith.
And the worst case scenario is the Jays sign Jorge Soler to a 3-year, $42 million deal, and he becomes Kendrys Morales.
Yeah, I didn't even read that article, honestly.
Dude,
he is Kendrys Morales though.
But the Jays Kendrys Morales.
Kendrys Morales was okay.
Like
no, but he clogs your DH spot, and
that's kind of the problem.
But like,
that's why I've been off it the whole time.
But like the point of Jorge Soler, like Ben Nicholson, Jorge Soler must have done something to Ben Nicholson-Smith.
Seems that way
in a past life.
Seems that way
because any chance he gets, he shits on Jorge Soler. Like. He's not just like, oh, the Jays aren't really like, they shouldn't be interested in that. He's like, no, this would suck like shit. It would be one of the worst contracts in baseball. Didn't
he also have like a career year this year?
Yeah, very much so.
Or he had one good year in Kansas City that was really good. But
is Kansas City?
He had a 48 homer year in Kansas City. So there's that one.
Last year was what, 39 and like 100 RBI? Like
last year was 36, 75.
Okay.
We talked about being scared of
137 games. Keep that part.
We talked about being scared of Bellinger regressing. I think he seems much more likely.
But I think the regression with Bellinger is he just can't hit, period. The regression with Soler is he'll give you pop still.
Not if he's fucking swinging and missing.
Jorge Soler is a 5.9 B-WAR for his career.
Motherfucker, he don't field. We've been over this.
We've been over this. He's not a 5.3 of that came in 2 seasons.
Brant, we've like established that he's a shit fielder. We've established very much so that he's a shit fielder.
I understand. Like, I think Ben Nicholson-Smith being a little bit ridiculous with it. But
like, okay,
I don't love it.
Yeah, I also don't love it.
In 2022, it was a shit year for him. He played 72 games, still had 13 home runs. Like,
But how many?
13 in 72. Like,
yeah.
Okay, so that's half a season.
Yeah.
So he's on pace for 30.
26.
He's on pace for 30 in a shit year.
26.
Yeah, but what he doesn't do anything else. I don't want a DH that literally is going to be. So what he hit that year? What was his average?
207.
I don't want a 207 DH.
We have Dalton Varsho at home.
I don't want that. Like,
okay. Well, like, I get in 2021, he hit like shit in KC, but then went to Atlanta for 55 games and had an 882 OPS. Like,
yeah. Which brought him up to a 749 on the year.
Well, yeah, because he was shit in Kansas City. Dude, random thing here. Jorge Soler was batting leadoff for the World Series championship Braves.
Man, he's such a flawed player that it drives me nuts.
But there's just better options that I trust a hell of a lot more.
And I like that you can get Reese on probably a 1 to 2, and Soler's gonna want 3 to 4.
Mm-hmm. I like JD Martinez more. I can't.
100%.
I've talked about how old I think he is like every time we do this, but it just makes more
I
sense.
think
about Reese Hoskins.
Not just like this one's more of a stretch. I think I'd rather have Justin Turner just like because he can play the field in multiple positions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think his floor is higher than Soler's floor, even at this age.
What? Oh, damn it. What was.
If it's 3 years, 42, it really doesn't hurt you that much, and he can come off the bench. Like if I don't think that's the number he's getting.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's getting more than 42. But
since 2014, JD Martinez only has 2 years where he had an under 800 OPS.
And one of them was 2020, and what was the second one was 2022?
Yes and yes.
Yeah,
And the 2022 was a 790. Like,
yeah, because I know his 2020 was it was shit.
Yeah,
like
that doesn't mean a damn thing.
Yeah.
So like,
and then he said
Jorge Soler, I think, has had 2 seasons over 800.
Yeah, he's just a flawed player.
I think it's fun, and I think he can hit homers, which is cool, and I think it's a need.
I also think he fits a team that like we've been saying can afford to have a DH just every day, regardless. Yeah. Like a Mets.
Or if he's a DH, but he can go play the field somewhere and not absolutely kill you.
Like him in left field in Rogers Center. Does that look worse than Lourdes?
Yes.
Probably. Yes, it does.
Because Lourdes is a cannon.
Does Soler
Lourdes had like 9 outfield assists the 1 year.
Does Soler have a cannon?
I don't think so.
It's fine. It doesn't move the needle for me.
No, I think there's better options.
It's not like if Vlad DHs, he's not going to first base, so he's got to come out of the lineup.
Again,
or you're taking Springer out of the lineup.
This is all in the context of do we think we're getting Cody Bellinger?
I don't know. I think that's if you get Cody Bellinger, there's no way you even look at Jorge Soler anymore.
Yeah, like
we were going crazy when we were talking about
like Bellinger and Hoskins.
But at least in that scenario, Hoskins can play the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be moving Vlad to third base. It's a massive question mark, but I think that's more likely than Soler.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in on it. I don't mind falling into Jorge Soler. Like if it's our last choice.
If it's 3 years or 42, like Connor just said, sure.
He still has to be the last choice.
Like I'm looking.
Yeah, I'm taking him at that deal though.
Jorge Soler's expected numbers last year, granted expected, but like kind of really good. Like, okay, granted, expected batting average is a 262. He hit 250. Like, expected slugging was a 532. He hit a 512.
So it is what it is.
And
I don't know, man.
If that's what it is,
if he's the last girl at the bar and it's 2:30 in the morning.
What was his OPS last year?
853.
What was Brandon Belt's?
Close.
I think he was around 820.
Close. It was definitely mid 8s if my computer would.
Well, he's the 7th best.
859.
Huh.
It was 859 with 17 less home runs.
The home runs are cool. We didn't have a lot of home runs last year.
Like
that is the one nice thing I'll say here. He might help that. He's a 4-hitter. We don't have a 4-hitter.
Yeah, we don't. Because your 4-hitter right now is Danny Jansen.
You're not talking me into this.
Oh, I'm well aware I'm not. I've kind of chalked that up, but like
that's just the best I got. Like when Belly signs elsewhere and Hoskins signs elsewhere and JD signs elsewhere and the other JT signs elsewhere, sorry. Then you can talk me into Jorge Soler at whatever number he gets. But as of right now, I just don't think he's an option that is the best available option. And I think if you're trying to win a World Series, you want the best available option.
Yeah. And like we clearly had money.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently we don't anymore though.
Just disappeared. We had
Yeah.
$700 million for Shohei Ohtani, and it's
But
gone.
fuck me.
It's gone.
$2 million can't do it.
No,
Specifically, I think it was like 1.8.
we're
Can't do it.
bargain bin shopping.
Oh,
now.
this is what we're doing. Okay, we're
Yeah.
doing this.
For
We're
what?
not
now?
We're not bargain bin shopping. What are you
We are.
talking about?
We are bargain. We got. I like Kevin Kiermaier.
We're penny
but I don't-
pinching.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys were. I was more going with a joke, and you guys were going serious. Right? Never mind.
No, I'm like.
I was like,
we
hey, we're not penny
actually-
pinching. We got Kevin Bizier for $4 million.
Oh Jesus, yeah. But like you went out and got Isaiah Kiner Falefa. Like you had $700 million
You spent 25.5
and you went
million.
to Isaiah Kiner Falefa.
You spent 57 million on Yarriel Rodriguez, Kevin Kiermaier, and Isaiah Kiner Falefa.
And that's a total of 5 years or 4 years for Rodriguez, 2 or 3 for
2 for KF, and then Kiermaier for 1. So that's a total of 6 years for $57 million.
I just
For those of you that don't
get
know
back.
what we're talking about, the Jays avoided arbitration with all but one player.
Yeah.
That one player being Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
The most
for
important player.
1.8 or $9 million.
I get it.
So
It's just
The list of guys that didn't go to ARB, looking at that,
is
like $2 million was like one of the furthest ones that didn't hit. Casey Mize was like $20,000.
yeah.
and he
Like
was a number
that would make you
he was a
feel like
first-round
shit as a
pick.
player. He was a 1-1. Like
Yeah.
Adolis Garcia is going to arbitration because he wanted like 7 and they're offering him like 5.5.
Pete Alonso
So-
is in ARB, I think.
I think it's not great. But we were in the same position last year,
with
if you don't
Bo.
remember. And we got a multi-year deal done. So
Before they even went to ARB.
yeah. So we can do the same thing here.
Mhm.
I think we just keep our fingers crossed for that because it's not really worth ruining a relationship with a player, I don't think, in my opinion, for $1.9 million. A guy who is the face of the franchise. It's not Bo. Bo might be the better player right now, but he's not the face. So
yeah. Vladdy requested 19.9 and the Blue Jays offered 18.05. So boy.
I just don't think it's I kind of side with the Jays.
I don't disagree at all.
And I don't love that Vladdy doesn't understand that he wasn't good.
It's also
last year.
not how arbitration works. Like
No.
your salary goes up incrementally like this. So he's set in a range for other comparable players. So it's going to go up. I don't disagree. I think he's closer to the $18 million player than the 19, whatever. But for $1.9 million, I don't know. I'm just trying to make that work.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think it's enough of an issue. There's just so many other ones that would piss me off more as a player than Vlad's.
Yes. But how many other players on that list are comparable to Vlad?
Devin Williams.
There was Devin Williams,
Adolis.
Jazz Chisholm.
Justin, did Kyle Tucker?
No. Kyle Tucker did before, I think, but
I know I jokingly say this, Luis Ariz. Like
Luis Ariz is off by $1.4 million.
Yeah. Like
I don't know. I'm less concerned about it because I think they weren't close, but
yeah, this is not going to stop Vlad from re-signing here. This is not going to be the reason he
No.
doesn't come. Like
no.
You'd hope, but you look at some of those players and like listen to Corbin Burns talk or Josh Hader, guys like that.
All they
But
got,
I mean, the
honestly,
Brewers were stupid to try and take money from Corbin Burns because he was
it was
fresh off a Cy Young Award winner. Like,
he's
what are
fresh
you
off a Cy
arguing?
Young, had a really good year, and then they went, "Yeah, you're one of the biggest reasons we missed the playoffs."
Yeah, like that just doesn't make sense. If
Well,
you
and they
go
were
into
also
that meeting
stupid
with
with
Vlad, and what do you like?
You
they
just
were so
Here's your
stupid
stats
with
from last
Hader.
year, my man. They weren't good.
Yeah.
honestly, you know what they just do? Just show them the video of him getting picked off at second base in the playoffs.
Yes,
Like
that's exactly it.
just show them, and it's like, all right, but like, dude,
We'll take our $2 million. Thanks.
yeah, and we'll use it on nothing.
I think a lot of my attitude around this is the fact that I'm just angry with Vlad.
Yeah.
And I think he
It's like
hasn't earned what he's trying to get.
You've been declining.
Yes.
Like if he was as good as 2022, even I'd be like, okay,
absolutely.
like,
but like
you declined from 2022, which was a decline from 2021. Like
you declined offensively and defensively. It got worse on both sides of the ball. So what are you trying to argue for more money for? I get it. You want more, but like you haven't earned it.
I don't disagree.
I think you have to know as his agent too, when you go into ARB, there's a strong chance that arbitrator is probably going to side with the Blue Jays. I think this is way more on his agent than it is on any other parties involved.
yeah, it's like he needs to figure it out for his sake. Like for his sake, I hope he figures it out.
Sure. Sure. I hope he gets it signed before ARB so he doesn't have to hear all this.
Yeah. Just do the bow thing, sign him for the next 2 years at like 50. Like
that's aggressive.
Okay, you know what I mean though.
That's very aggressive.
Like 45.
Yeah. Well, didn't they want him at 18 this year?
Well, I'm saying like 18. You give him 18 this year, and then you give him like 27 next
25. Yeah. Okay.
Soto got like 30.
Soto got 31.
Last year, didn't he?
Juan Soto was an MVP candidate.
Soto broke Otani. Soto got I mixed two names. Soto got more than Otani this year. Soto got 30.
It goes up every year.
Well, Otani got $2 million. So
no,
it's
okay,
not,
but I'm
it's not
lots of
based
people
on
got
how
more than Otani.
it's like based on performance, but it goes up every year. Every year there's a player of that caliber, they set the new record.
Yeah. Didn't Vlad set the record last year?
Yeah, for whatever.
For like first.
He's
year?
also
First
he's a
baseman,
super
maybe?
2 though. Like
I don't understand what all those ones mean.
Because they called him up in May or whatever, you get the extra year, but he still gets. They can like renew your contract for 3 seasons, I believe. So that one counts as one of them. So he has an extra year of ARB.
Yeah, that's the same thing with like Cav, for example. That's why Cav's a free agent in 2 years, not next year. Like
intriguing.
He's not super 2, I don't think, though.
No, but he's
Superman.
It works.
Yeah, because they basically called him up at like the same time as Vlad. Like,
yeah, but he's been down.
Superman.
Well, hey, dude, he's making more than Genesis Cabrera, Santiago Espinal, and Nate Pearson combined.
As he should. As he should, because
he's way farther along in ARB than those guys.
He's also way better than all three of them.
He's also making 1.4 more than Eric Swanson.
He's also farther ahead than him.
Okay, Nate, we get it. Go with the fucking joke, man.
Is he further?
He's making more than Gunnar
Swanee?
Henderson. I bet you he's making about $4 million more than Gunnar Henderson.
He's not making more than what's his nuts in Arizona?
Jackson Chourio.
Who?
Jackson Chourio, the guy on the Brewers.
Oh,
number 2 prospect in baseball.
No, I was going to say, what's his name?
The Orioles set a record. Yeah, I know. You're going to say Corbin Carroll.
Corbin Carroll. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Did you guys see the Orioles set a record today? 3 number 1s in a row. 3 different guys at number 1.
Wait, what?
3 different number 1 prospects in a row. 3 years in a row.
Oh, seriously?
Oh, it was
Adley,
Holiday.
Gunnar, Holiday.
Yeah.
Their pictures side by side. Stock white guy with long blonde hair.
It's the same
Stock
guy.
white guy with long blonde hair. Stock white guy with long blonde hair.
Oh, no, because you're counting 2024. I was going to say, because I'm like, there was definitely a player that we can't name anymore that was 2021, but he wasn't an Oriole. But obviously, it's 4 years.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what threw me off. I'm like, shit, we are in 2024. That's weird.
Move along.
Yes.
Are we really talking about either of these two little guys?
No, we're not talking. We brought in a backup catcher and a guy that is played for Alan Zhang Carter that played for China in the WBC.
Oh, hey,
cool.
I watched a video of a pen of. He actually looked like
kind of has gas.
Great.
Yeah.
Alan,
why are we looking at Blake Snell?
this is a great question. Your guess is as good as mine when it comes to the Snell stuff.
If you're trading one of the guys,
for sure.
Sure, that's a good point.
For everyone's favorite trade target, Mike Kepler.
Because, like, realistically, you bring in Snell, you trade a Bassett or a Cooch.
Probably a Cooch.
Or you can probably get a 4-stick for, maybe not a 4-stick, but you can get a bat to fill one of those roles.
Polanco from the Twins? Like,
what if we trade Manoah?
Nah.
Yeah, you could. I think they'd rather flip-flop between him and Ricky, whatever it ends up being in the 5-hole or 5 spot. Yeah. And you're going to get more for one of the other guys, I think, at this point.
Is Ricky going to come up and pitch this year?
Yeah.
Yes.
You think so?
Not out of I think
100%. He's going to force his way.
I think not out of necessity, though.
He will not pitch this year out of necessity.
I mean,
no chance. No chance.
If some shit goes sideways,
no chance.
If Manoah is Manoah,
no chance.
Again,
no chance.
I could see it.
No.
Where's the depth?
Well, Yarriel.
Fantastic.
Mitch White.
Mitch White. I'm bringing up Mitch White 100%.
You guys made me feel way better about this. You're right.
Over Ricky Tiedemann, if it's out of necessity.
Ricky Tiedemann has 140 innings of professional baseball.
If he's got a 3.5.
Alek Manoah had 30. Like, what's your point?
Okay.
And look at what Alek Manoah is doing right now.
Did you see what he did the first 2 years?
That's fantastic. They blew him out. He could not pitch last year. He didn't have it.
He's also a baby.
I don't know if you're going to rush Ricky up. He hasn't had.
I don't think Tariq Tiedemann's a baby. Like,
okay.
He had 44 innings last year.
I'm saying if he is going out there and he's pitching to between a 3.5 and a 4,
then he stays down.
Exactly. Right? Like,
right. I understand. Last year he was at 3.6.
The only way he's coming up is if he forces his way up here. That is the only way he should be up here.
A la 2021 Alek Manoah. Well, I mean, Alek Manoah was kind of a bit of both in 2021. It was like
somebody got hurt, but yeah.
It's like we need a guy, but he's also been really nasty.
He was good enough. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like he earned his way though.
I think they're going to be cautious with this because they ruined Nate Pearson. You could argue right now they're on. Nate. They kind of ruined Nate.
Nate's body ruined Nate. Like,
right, but they didn't help that. The way they handled Nate Pearson did not help Nate Pearson. They are on track to ruining Alek Manoah. This guy's special, and he should be something special in the bigs. I don't know if you're rushing him up to be your 5 starter on this team.
No, no one's rushing him. Like, but
we also talk about the fact that it is January 18th and your depth starters get signed right before spring training.
It's very true. Like, we'll just like we'll get like we've signed like Johnny Cueto to a minor league contract with invite to spring training. Like, we'll get those kind of types.
The guys signing right before spring training this year, though, are the top free agents.
Oh, Ken Rosenthal. I was going to say Ken Rosenthal put out a thing. There's like 175 guys that are still unsigned that played baseball last year. Like,
yep.
And we're under a month from pitchers and catchers. Like,
Marcus Stroman signed this week.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of the bigger names available still. Blake Snell is still out there. Jordan Montgomery's still out there.
It's the Boris 4.
Josh Hader still out there.
The Boris 4 and Josh Hader is keeping everything kind of weird, I think. Like
it's just, I don't know.
Well, it doesn't help that Boris has Hoskins and JD, I think, too, doesn't he?
That sounds familiar. I don't.
Yeah.
I just assume he has everyone.
Boris
if they're good,
maybe not JD. I know he has Hoskins. He's got one of the other guys that are up there too.
Ricky Tiedemann's 21 years old.
Yeah, JD Martinez.
Hold him till 23.
JD Martinez is a Scott Boris guy as well. So, but yeah, like The top 2 pitchers in like 4 of the top, at least 4 or 5 of the top 10 bats are Boris guys. Like,
brutal. I'm so sick of this offseason, man.
I know, dude.
Nothing's happened. It's just awful.
It's like everything happened and then nothing happened.
Yes.
So fast. Like,
Shohei and Yamamoto signed within 2 weeks.
2 weeks of each other, yeah. Like,
and then Imanaga signed last week.
This is why that, like, in hindsight, I can say this now. That year where we had the lockout, that was one of the best off seasons as far as free agents.
Because you had to go.
Because everybody was like, all right, we're getting them in here. And then as soon as it opened, it was like, all right, go again. Like,
yeah, we need more of that. Maybe not the lockout part of it, but
the lockout part of it sucked. But like,
this is just, we've had 4 straight episodes where it's just like, yeah, this guy signed.
Yeah, we got.
This one was better.
This one was more Blue Jays related because last week we had literally nothing.
Yeah, you're right. We didn't.
We had literally nothing.
Imanaga.
No, Blue Jays related. I mean, but like, yeah, Imanaga was. Yeah,
we had nothing.
I'm just
period.
saying signings.
There was nothing.
Yeah, we don't.
This week we have
2.
In terms of the Blue Jays, we've signed Rodriguez.
And then like 2 league ones of note.
Talked about nothing for the rest of the time so far.
Yeah.
And then league-wise, I mentioned Stroman.
Stroman to the Yankees is cool, and I could give 2 shits. All I'm saying is Marcus Stroman, for your sake, don't suck.
Yeah, that's not going to be a great spot if he falls apart.
Like,
yeah.
I think it's an interesting move for the Yankees. I think they need to make one more if they want to consider themselves a contender. But
that was a fucking desperation move from the Yankees. Something like, it was a desperation move by both parties.
I think if you add,
I don't think so. He was probably the 3rd best starter available.
Stroman's, but like,
he's right.
They said they didn't want. They said they didn't want to go to the.
Really?
They said they didn't want to go to the price that Snell wanted. That's when they moved, and I don't think Monty was going back there after they said they didn't view him as a playoff starter.
No,
they said the same thing about fucking Marcus Stroman.
They didn't view him as a guy on their team at one point.
2 different people.
I don't know. I think if you take this team
from New York and wanted to play for the Yankees,
in a perfect scenario for this Yankees team,
this
Garrett Cole does what he did last year,
and then you get something.
Carlos Rodon finds his health and is back to what he was the year before last.
Yeah, but law of averages says not.
Sure, I'm saying perfect world. Marcus Stroman is a way better than 3 starter. And Nestor Cortez finds his 2022 form.
And then you've got Clark Schmidt.
Clark Schmidt.
Pretty decent last year.
Like, I see why they did it. And I'm like, you're paying Rodon a lot of money. He needs to be your 2.
Yeah.
So bringing in Marcus Stroman to be your
3? Stroh last year pitched like an ace to start the year up until the All-Star break.
Yeah, and then he
got hurt
off a big old cliff.
He got hurt.
Second half.
No, he got hurt, and then he came back and wasn't the same pitcher.
Was ass. So if you can find it again, I mean, I don't hate the move.
I find it also, just random side note, the Yankees put out like a video for Marcus Stroman. They were using clips from like 2017 in the hype up video.
With the Blue Jays?
With the Blue Jays.
They're still just like, they had him, now we have him.
He's like, no, you have no other clips of him with the Cubs or the
I don't think Stroman was the weirdest move.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's not the weirdest move this week.
I think bringing Jordan Hicks on to be a starter was a way worse move for San Francisco.
Well, no, it makes sense, right? So they didn't want to pay Blake Snell,
right,
or Montgomery. So like, there's starters out there that are pretty good, but why would you do that when you can trade away 2 major leaguers for a guy coming off TJ who will pitch maybe in the middle of the year, and a guy who's a reliever to bring him in
as a starter, man?
Yeah,
this is not the first time that he's tried to be a starter, and he's not good at it.
I think he was only an opener at those times, I believe.
They tried to start him for a full season, and it was bad. He was he looked like an opener because he was bad.
Wasn't he also... What?
Jordan Hicks had no Jordan Hicks had no command as a starter.
I heard no command. I was like, I don't know. That was weird. Cut it.
Not good.
He was also not a very good reliever at that point. He became a better guy.
He was nasty in his rookie season, dude. Nasty.
Are you
Was
thinking
he?
of Alex Reyes?
No, I thought.
No, I'm talking about Brant. Are you thinking of
No,
Alex Reyes?
Jordan
Okay.
Hicks was
No, you're
nasty in his
right.
rookie
And then he
season.
was, but he was
And
like
then they tried to
asked the
start
next
him.
like 3. Was the next year? I thought it was 2
Yeah.
years later they tried to start him.
No, the Giants. He wanted to be a starter. Like every time he got put back into the bullpen because he kept getting hurt as a starter, and he'd come back up and they'd be like, "Oh, we'll throw him in the bullpen for the rest of the year."
And then he was decent as in the bullpen.
And he's nasty as a reliever. Like it's the same
Yeah, it
thing every
doesn't make a
time,
ton
and
of
it's going to be the
sense.
same thing in San Francisco.
I think they're going to give him a shot to start. I don't. It's not going to
They're
be where
doing
he's
it out of
where he ends
necessity.
up. But like the what do you get? 4 years, 44.
Yeah.
I'm signing that deal 100%.
Also it came out today that the contract has up to $2 million in performance bonuses each year in the contract, depending on amount of innings pitched. So
Okay,
if he gets to 200 innings, he gets an extra $2 million a year. Like
I fully understand why the Jays didn't sign this one because he's not even Bowden Francis as a starter.
he wanted to be, yeah, he viewed himself as a starter, I guess.
He is a 8 guy in Toronto. And if you think you're starting here, I fully understand why he had no interest in coming back.
I also understand why they said he wasn't a fit now.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no fit for that.
I mean, and even in the case of the Giants, say that him as a starter doesn't work, you have one of the nastiest back ends of the bullpen with him and Doval.
Yeah.
Like, and at decent reliever money. Like, it's not tankable.
11.
It's not.
No, 11 mil is pretty good.
Not sinkable reliever money. Like,
no, he's worth 11 million as a reliever.
Oh,
he's
sure.
worth more
He's
than
not
that
worth
as
$1
a
million.
More than
dollars.
11 as a reliever. Like,
yeah,
I thought he was going to get like a 1 or 2 closer
Like-
to like 15, 16 a year.
yeah.
yeah.
He's not worth $1 million as a starter. It's just not good.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
I looked at this Jordan Hicks thing.
Mhm.
In his rookie year, he's pitched in 73 games, but he started 20. Actually, no, he didn't start fucking single game. What am I doing?
I don't know.
He didn't start in 18. He didn't start in 19. He didn't pitch in 20.
See?
He didn't start in 21. He had 8 starts in 22. And that's it. He had 8 starts in a career.
And they were bad.
Yeah, they were not great.
I think they were openers though. I don't think he was starting.
Like,
Where'd you pull this out of your ass from?
this is Baseball Reference.
No, I'm talking to Brant that he started his sophomore year.
I don't know.
Wasn't
I
he
thought
nasty
he did.
his first year and then like took
When
a
was he
big step
bad?
back?
He also got hurt every single season.
I was not talking, so I guess I'll
Sorry, I'm looking. No, I'm looking it up. Sorry. In 19 he pitched 28 innings. So in 2021 he pitched 10 innings. 2022 he pitched 61. That was the year that he had 8 starts. He pitched 61 innings. And then 65 innings this year.
honestly, he really has never been like lights out.
No.
He was lights out in Toronto.
23 he was good. 19 he was good. 18 he was good. 22 and 21 when they were dabbling with starting was when he was bad. He only pitched in 10 games in 21 because he got hurt.
Where do you have 22? Why is 21? When did he dabble with starting?
I might have been spring training. I know they tried to get him in and he got hurt. I've had him in fantasy for so long, and every year they just keep trying to make him a starter and something happens.
I don't know, man. He's fine.
Yeah. So
he had a good year in 19 and he had a good year this year. That's really it.
Okay, 18 was pretty good for a rookie.
Here's the splits.
Yeah.
As a reliever, he has a 3.93 or 3.65 in 204 games and 217 innings. As a starter, he has 8 starts, he has 26 innings, and is a 5.47.
5.7 or 4.7?
A 4.7.
Okay. I'm like 5.7 is really bad. 4.7 is still not good.
25 strikeouts, 21 walks in 26 innings.
You can't do that as a starter.
You fucking like
no. Unless you're Blake Snell.
I love Jordan Hicks, man. I want him to be a reliever for the Toronto Blue Jays, but he's not a starter. And I don't know why he thinks he is. He can make more money as a reliever.
He's very frustrating to watch.
Yeah.
Because
Because he throws so goddamn hard, but he doesn't
and
strike
it
people out.
moves so much.
was it his first game with the Jays where he gave up like 2 runs and everyone was like, "Ah, shit."
Yeah, and then he struck out.
And then
like,
the next
the
day,
side the next game.
the next day he was filth, and like
He's the same story's been coming out of St. Louis too. He's frustrating as hell to watch, but when he's on, man,
he's
ridiculous.
disgusting.
Oh yeah.
And I think eventually someone can harness that, but
like
he refuses to let anyone. I hate it. I hate it so much.
he's what we all thought Nate Pearson was gonna be, but like, what if Nate was just more frustrating?
Yeah, there was a point where like people thought Nate was going to come up and throw 104.
He was in the minors.
Yeah.
Like
Now he
pumps like 99,
which is fine.
like
he just doesn't have it. Oh well. Why is Kendall Graveman out for the season?
shoulder injury.
Okay. Pop quiz. Where's Kendall Graveman?
He's in Houston.
Houston.
Okay. Wasn't he out last year then?
No, he pitched in the playoffs.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't recall seeing Kendall Graveman once.
Because he was the trade deadline pickup from the White Sox for Corey Lee.
Huh. I thought he got hurt. Okay. Cool. I'll take your word for it. Do we have to talk about Alex Anthopoulos?
We don't really. He got an extension, really cool. He didn't unlike his players, he didn't put
He didn't
1%.
donate to his.
Yeah.
Weird.
Okay.
Good for him though. It was like a 7-year extension.
Yeah, it's like 2031. Like
I'm happy for him. He seems like a great guy.
okay. And now
but I hate talking about him in Toronto.
Okay. Yeah. Because I hate that everyone's like, we should have never got rid of him.
I agree.
Okay.
I disagree.
But like,
what the fuck would he have done here?
I think the AA needed to leave to like see other shit before he got to Atlanta.
He also went to the Dodgers first.
He went to the Dodgers before going to Atlanta.
Yeah.
He learned a lot.
Like
he was good here though.
He made some moves.
He went all in, and when it didn't work, you went, fuck, we really have nothing right now.
He emptied every cupboard.
No, because didn't he draft Bo, sign Vlad?
He left in what year did he leave? 17?
16.
16.
I think Bo was
he had one playoff run.
He signed Vlad, I know that.
Signing Vlad was not very hard.
Okay, I mean,
Vladdy Sr. told Vlad to come here. Like, it wasn't like every team was there, and Vladdy Sr. said, "Oh, they treated me well when I was there."
He drafted Bo.
Okay.
And Cav then.
Jano
and
then.
Cav and Jano. It was just like
realistically, the prospects he traded away, how are they doing?
Noah Syndergaard was pretty good.
Noah Syndergaard was pretty good.
Travis d'Arnaud's still pretty good.
Like,
oh, he made that one too. I forgot. I'm thinking 15, 16. He made them a fringe playoff team when they should have been gross, but he made them a fringe playoff team and then took that and turned it into a playoff team.
Yeah.
Granted that 2015 team went on the most nuclear run after the trade deadline anybody's ever seen. They won like 75% of their games.
It was nuts. Nuts.
Like unforeseen shit. Like
they got 2 guys.
But like,
okay, I wasn't thinking about that like 2013 or 12.
Did he do the Jose Reyes, Mark Burley, Josh Johnson?
Yes,
that's what we're talking about.
I thought you guys were.
I might be wrong.
Season.
The Dickey was the same off season?
He did. Yeah. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then what I'm saying is like
he did the JD trade.
Yeah, he missed on a couple of those guys. Got JD for nothing.
Kendall Graveman.
Yeah. And a year of Brett Lawrie.
That doesn't matter.
But that didn't matter at that point.
Yeah.
And he got Price, he got Tulo, he signed Martin. Mark Lowe was gross that year.
Jason
got
Grilly.
him. Who's left fielder?
LaTroy Hawkins,
Ben Revere.
Ben Revere.
LaTroy.
Favorite
next year, who did we get?
Blue Jay of all time.
Who did we get the next year? We got
was 2016
Melvin.
Saunders?
Yeah, Michael Saunders, Melvin Upton.
These are all thingies moves though.
Yeah.
No,
16 was Mark's team, was it not?
They brought Mark in halfway through
17,
the year.
Sorry.
Yeah,
17 was Mark's like first year.
Because 17
Mark was Kendrys Morales.
Yeah, that's right.
Mark was Kendrys Morales, like Steve Pearce. Like
Steve Pearce was a dog.
Steve Pearce was really good here, but like
Steve Pearce, World Series MVP.
And a Roark.
Oh fuck. No, Jesus, Matt Shoemaker. Like,
Hey, relax. Matt Shoemaker was fantastic when
He
he
was
was
great.
playing.
I think
Not a good signing.
no,
Honestly,
like,
no, good signing. I think for what they got him for, like he did his job.
I'm thinking like that 2017 team like shifted everything, like because you're coming off of ALCS and you just fucking wet farted. Like,
well, it didn't help that
There was
didn't
nothing
Jose get
left.
hurt.
Jose,
So
I
did
think, yeah,
JD.
So did
Jose,
JD.
Jose, JD, and Tulo all got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well, that's not a
Tula
surprise
was
on
just
Tulo.
hurt all the time.
Yeah.
wasn't he?
granted, but
It was
hey,
more
but, like,
shocking that Tulo was healthy for the
but,
two
like,
runs.
yeah. But like Tulo went back to being Tulo, and it was just like, oh, when you really look at it, this team is very old and injury prone, and the guys that are coming up to replace them either are not ready for a long time or not good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so
They were
they
just
went
done. Most of that team was just done.
Yo, they came up in 19. They had a 17-18, and then he was back in 19. Like, and
but 19
those guys he traded away.
Like,
yeah, but they still brought up the kids.
Yeah, but the kids, if I don't think you keep like what you're saying, you keep those guys for 2 more years and then hope that they fucking find lightning in a bottle with the kids up here.
No. I'm saying that was a quick turnaround.
Yeah. Mark. I guess we could say Mark made the quick turnaround, or are we still giving credit to AA for the turnaround? Technically,
Well, those were his picks.
they were his, but like,
I'm saying none of the guys he gave up in the 15-16 run turned out to be anything.
Yeah, I
Like,
just think
At least
generally
with the team they were with, there were a
his
couple of them
tenure
that,
here
like,
is not that special. He made some good moves.
it was
the most exciting tenure.
Yeah.
As far as like
lifetime.
accomplishing anything, not great as far as like physical shit. But
realistically, right now, if you take the World Series away from Alex Anthopoulos and look at what the Braves have done since he got there,
it's the consistent.
They're great in the regular season.
Consistently the best team in the league.
Consistently the best team in the league that just can't
in
do
the regular season.
It's
no different than what Mark and Ross are doing here, except he has one ring. He had one of the best offensive teams of all time last year, and they forgot to show up.
I think this is such a dumb argument when you bring it up to the Dodgers too, so I'm not even going to get into it. But like, it is very different from the Jays.
It is very different.
Like, they're not even comparable. I don't think,
because the way that the two teams are built,
have Ronald Acuna on his lap,
and Ozzie Albies, and Michael Harris, and you had Freddie Freeman, and you turned it into Matt Olson,
and
Dansby Swanson.
You know what else?
Austin Riley.
Cool. He didn't
make any of these moves
for just 2 years.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened. There's something there that blows my mind.
He did make the moves. Look at the year they won it.
None of the people we named were brought in by Alex Anthopoulos.
No,
that was the core.
No, but
I brought it up. They won the World Series.
I brought it up in the chat.
Soler, Pedersen,
and Rosario.
Right.
All three of those guys.
Garbage moves.
Duval.
They all won. They rebuilt an outfield because of like their entire dude. Before the deadline,
what you want him to do. Like, he did that.
I'm just not giving him that much credit for this. Like, he had a championship caliber team handed to him. Like, you can talk about Pedersen and Duval and who's the other one?
Soler.
Thank you. We just talked so much shit about Jorge Soler.
But
that is what he brought in.
He was
to a
great
championship.
But he had a magical run that he got him World Series MVP.
Wait, that's not on him, man. Like, his job's not that special.
That's his Steve Pierce trade. The Jorge Soler
trade is a championship core. You know what? That team, the way they were playing, wasn't winning a championship with that team. He brought in guys to supplement. That's what you do as a GM.
Came up when he got there.
He brought in the guys to supplement, to take them to the World Series.
I don't agree, but I don't think Jock Peterson and Adam Duval and fucking Jorge Soler were the pieces that they needed to go for the World Series. But
I guess like the only bad.
So you don't think they helped at all?
They were big in the playoffs, sure.
Massive.
They weren't the reason they made it to where they were. They pulled around in the second half.
They were the reason they made it to where they were.
With the core of fucking perennial all-stars that he was given. They just had a good playoff run. That's fine. Anyone can do that.
He also didn't have Ronald Acuna for this.
No.
So he had Freeman, and Albies wasn't that player at that time. The player he is now. He didn't have the pop.
Pre-deadline, that man was running out like Abraham Almonte, Guillermo Heredia, and like a bag of chips. Like
still had Austin Riley, still had Dansby Swanson, still had Travis.
Those were different. Like Dansby wasn't hitting 25 bombs that year.
Also, he can't take credit for bringing in Acuna and Albies and stuff. He signed both those contracts.
Those are great. That's the one thing I'm still mind blown about. That's fine.
Like he signed both those. He signed every fucking contract there.
He had the chance to do that here. Didn't sign anyone. Who did he resign?
No.
He was smart. We shouldn't have re-signed that core. They all got fucking hurt.
They got all hurting fucking old men. They're all the youngest one there was like fucking JD, and he was like 33. Like we're arguing about this, but like I was more mad. I was gonna be more mad about the next one, and now I'm just like, Like
I'm 10 minutes in with sound on. It's very confusing listening to you guys and watching the movie at the same time.
Okay, so
guys, no fucking way. I forgot about this.
So guys, we all remember the famous last year was the trailer, this year was the movie quote from one Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in a year where they didn't win a single playoff game and got swept at home. Fast forward to the year 2024, and the Trash Birds said, "Hold my beer," because they actually made a goddamn 90-minute documentary that ended in a season with them getting shit pumped in the playoffs, having the same amount of wins as the Blue Jays and one more loss in the postseason.
I get why you released it, because like you went 6 months putting all this together and gathering content and having all of this to make this film. But at some point you got to look at yourself and be like, maybe we just waste the time and we don't do this to ourselves.
Okay. Hot take. But this is kind of fire. And if the Jays release this from last year, I'd probably watch it.
Oh, we're hypocrites here, Brant.
Bad.
We're saying we're hypocrites here. We'll probably watch it, but like,
no,
it's just
I would watch it. I haven't watched the Orioles one yet.
I'm 11 minutes, almost 12 minutes in.
It's probably for Orioles fans to watch. Yeah.
There's
pretty 29 other fan bases, including the Oakland A's, that are laughing.
Okay, put it this way. I just skipped to it's an hour and 30 minutes. I skipped to the hour 26 mark. It's them celebrating that they won the East, and I don't think they don't even mention the final image is them on the field winning the division. They don't mention the playoffs at all.
Moneyball.
like, dude. Like, you can't make if you're gonna do a documentary, end it with what actually happened. Not you winning the division, and then like they didn't even
that would ruin their documentary.
They didn't even try to half sugarcoat it.
I want to see a Jays one where like you follow the team through the year and it goes the ups and downs and everything.
6.
Brant, we'd get an episode. What? We'd get an episode.
It ends on game 6 because it all went to shit after that.
No, I'm watching the rest. I'm watching the whole thing. No, I'm saying like run it through the playoffs.
Brant, we would get an episode about the Minnesota moment.
Right.
The greatest moment of our life.
Oh, Kevin? No, the greatest moment of our lives.
What are you talking about? Episodes?
Dude,
it's
not even episodes. It's a movie.
The thing is, you don't have episodes in a movie, bro. What kind of movies do you watch?
We would get a scene.
Zack Snyder's Justice League had 6 episodes in a minute.
Yeah. The story of David Schneider would be interesting.
The story of David Schneider would just be an episode.
There aren't episodes. It's a fucking movie.
No, David, sorry. I'm saying this as if it's like Hard Knocks.
Kyle Bradish getting hurt and then playing like ominous music in the background.
Kyle Bradish? That's what I'm just.
It was cool.
I hope they win 72 games this year. I swear to God.
Oh, I could care less. I'm just saying, if the Jays release one of these, I'm 100% watching it.
I hate that team so much. I have for so long.
I have never cared about them enough to hate them.
I've hated them so much. I don't know why.
I skipped like an hour in and they got fucking Shintaro Fujinami highlights.
Nice. I just can't, man. The team has released more documentaries than they've signed free agents this year. Have they not?
Nope.
How many have they signed?
How did they sign?
Craig Kimbrell.
Oh shit!
They-
released as many documentaries as they've signed players.
They signed Craig Kimbrell.
Yeah, this
Yeah, because we talked
I
about he
completely
went from
forgot
Felix
about
Batista to Craig Kimbrell. Have
Oh,
fun
right.
with that.
They have signed as many free agents that they have released documentaries this year.
Hey, Baltimore. If you really want your documentary, where's the moment where you suspend Kevin Brown? Like,
No,
where's that?
They released more documentaries than playoff games they won.
But they released the same amount of documentaries as broadcasters they suspended.
For telling facts that's on a prompter given to him on a pregame. Like
so much. I hate everything about it. I hate the fact that they have 11 guys that look the same. I hate the fact that they're in our division.
It's gonna get worse with all the guys.
I hate the fact that they wear orange. That's it. I hate orange.
I hate orange.
I hate that they're just the Giants, but like
I hate that they pushed their left field back.
And pushed it
It's
up.
so stupid.
I really don't care. You know what's stupider? A fucking 28-foot wall or whatever the hell it is in left field. But hey.
No,
Boston?
what's stupid?
Yeah, but they built that back in 1904. They didn't decide in
understand.
2023 to be like, hey, let's make it harder to hit home runs.
No, what's stupid is pushing your left field back 30 feet, raising the wall 20 feet. Also having the shittiest right field wall ever.
I can't with this team. Everything they do just angers me so much.
I really could just care less.
Adley should probably be a real likable guy, and I can't stand him.
Dude, that's the thing. I should love like Cedric Mullins, Adley Rutschman, but
maybe
God.
I don't know.
You have to love Cedric Mullins.
Ryan Mountcastle.
I hate that they're just.
I do like Cedric.
They're fucking team. They're team Chad frat boy who all went to USC. They all went to USC, UCLA, or
other than the two guys sitting on the far end of the bench in the bullpen that don't speak English.
Yeah,
I liked the dong bong. That was fun.
Yeah, but it wasn't a bong. It was water.
The sprinkler was the worst. Absolute worst. But the dong bong was cool.
Dog, they're spitting water when they hit doubles and shit. Piss off.
So much worse.
Hey, this is what's his name? What's the guy's name? The broadcaster.
Kevin Brown.
Yeah, that was him.
They put him in the movie?
Yeah,
he's in it.
Fucking
wait, Nate. Did you skip to 29 minutes? There's a fucking Aaron Hicks interview. Fucking Aaron Hicks is getting Aaron Hicks gets a moment
I think we should do a live viewing party of the Baltimore Orioles.
Imagine this is the equivalent. Imagine if we did the Baltimore, if the Jays did this, but they had a whole segment on Paul DeYoung.
Yeah, but Aaron Hicks was actually good.
Yeah,
maybe Genesis Cabrera.
Yeah, but
I think we should do a live watch party.
Oh, we got to, man. This is so bad.
I haven't actually watched any of it yet.
I'll edit. You know what? I'm gonna edit in the true ending, and it's just gonna be the Texas Rangers video of them advancing the ALDS.
I kind of want to do this. All right, I think we're done. I think we can sit here and trash the Orioles. Oh yeah,
we've been. You've been recording it too much.
I think the last 10 minutes are just us chirping this Orioles thing.
This fucking Orioles documentary.
I didn't really chirp it. I said I'd watch it.
Sorry, me and Connor chirping it, and Nate lost in the moment.
Oh,
Nate, I can tell you the ending if you want. You don't have to spend an hour and a half.
Okay, now we're we're 40 minutes in. We're getting Grayson Rodriguez moments of him striking out Lane Thomas.
Because it took him the entire season to get good. So the 40-minute mark makes sense. All right, let's get out of here. Thanks for listening. If you made it this far,
holy shit!
Sorry you had to listen to that. We will see you next week. Cheers.
Fuck the Orioles.